Alrighty guys, what's going on? So I'm back with a follow-up review for the Timberland Pro Studwall. Now, I feel like I owe you guys as much of an explanation, what the hell does that mean? Explanation, do not know what I was about to say, as to why this video has been delayed the way that it has been. And that's mainly just been to the fact that I haven't gotten a chance to wear it enough to where I feel I would make a comfortable and honest review for you guys as a follow-up. Now, it's been a little over a month since I bought this, and I've had maybe about a half a dozen times to wear this, to where I really felt I could put it to the test. And to give you guys, I'm going to rate this towards the end a little bit differently than I've done in the past, and to give you guys a rough estimate as to the temperatures I feel you could comfortably wear this at. And then I'm also going to give you guys my tolerance, so you guys know there is a bit of leeway. I do have a pretty good pretty good tolerance to the cold, at least I've been told. That rhymes, hashtag bars. But the whole point of this is it's a follow-up review. You guys want to know after some time, what do I think about it? How's it held up? Now, we're going to get into the negatives here because there's a few of them. And one has to do with the design in terms of the fit. Now, Timberland Pro went with the, quote, original fit. And I feel like when companies do this, Levi's, Stratus has done this, many companies have done this, typically find this with jeans, but the original fit is basically the more professional way of saying we're making a garment that fits most. It's kind of like how you have hats that, like the flex fit hats that are one size fits most. That's essentially the cap or baseball cap alternative to the, quote, original fit. Now, granted, a lot of the times, and I know there's brands like Denver Hayes that actually does a phenomenal job at elastic waistband pants. I think they fit comfortably. I actually own a pair. I personally think they're great. Now, they're not really designed for like heavy duty work, more of like a formal environment, but regardless. When it comes to an original fit, it's something that's going to fit most waist sizes fairly accurately, surprisingly or not, within that size range. So if you're a 36, it should fit most size 36. The reason I say this is because a slim fit from Levi's and a slim fit from the next brand, like the Gap or whatever, the Old Navy, they fit differently. It just comes down to, one, the materials they use, and two, the way that they size their stuff. 36 is not a 36 all the way across, just because a large, ladies, you guys know this when you shop for clothing, large is not a large, medium is not a medium across all brands. It's shoes are the same. Anyways, so you guys know my point. The fit is not the same across all brands. Typically, the original fit, and I'm using this in quotes, is a more broad term because it's something that's a little bit more forgiving. When I say forgiving, I mean like you can kind of get away with more of a fit range, if you will, by using the term original fit. Now, Timberland Pro went with this because the majority of people wearing this are not going to be of a big, muscular, buff build, They're going to range from people that are my size, that are, I'm overweight. I'm not, like, huge. There are people bigger than myself, obviously, but I'm not skinny either. I'm right in between. I'm in that happy medium, thankfully. So, that being said, I actually like clothing that fits me properly. Something that takes, that really allows my broad shoulders to be noted. I know it sounds kind of weird, like how can you not notice broad shoulders? But anyways, the whole point is it's not a very flattering fit. Now, if this didn't have the word performance in it, and that's really the only reason I'm bringing this up, I probably wouldn't even bring it up much at all. Aside from it really doesn't fit flatteringly. It doesn't fit comfortably, in my personal opinion. I can wear it over a t-shirt. And because there's no elasticity towards the bottom of the top, it lifts. It lifts like nothing. And t-shirts don't really ever have any kind of they're not really meant to fit snug around the bottom of your body, your stomach. Or maybe they are, depending if you get a slim fit. But the whole point is t-shirts are going to be a little bit more loose fitting than a quarter zip top should be. And being that this quarter zip top in particular has an original fit, it's going to fit a little bit more looser, it's going to be a little more forgiving in terms of more spacious. Now, that may not seem like an issue if you want to layer, but, well, that gets into the second part, and the design in terms of function. It just does not function as a proper layer. Now, I was really confused after a week of trying to figure out how to layer with this because it wasn't designed for the winter. And I knew this pretty well going into when I bought this, that there was going to be very few times this year at the time of buying till now that I could really get away with wearing this properly with its intended use in terms of styles and layers. And I knew that. I went in this, with an open mind, and I said, you know what, I like the brand. I don't think I'm going to feel let down with this. And by the way, to answer your question, I am going to be doing a review on the thermal set from Timberland Pro. I'm waiting to get the money in, but once I get my next paycheck, that is definitely something I'm going to be picking up. So let's keep my eyes open for that, and let's keep your ears open. No, this is not a base layer. Note, this is not an outer layer. That means this is a mid layer, right? Well, kinda. You can wear this over a t-shirt. You cannot wear this, at least in my opinion, maybe if I had a double X, which the color that I chose, because the other ones were ridiculous, it was a gray, like the front and back panels were gray, and then the sides were red. I thought they looked ridiculous, or it was like a blue or something. Anyways, just looked ridiculous. Colors were whack. Anyways, I'm not going to hold Timberland Pro accountable in terms of colors, because frankly, it's going to get dirty regardless of what color it is. I don't really care too much about the colors in this case. Maybe if it was one of their flannels, it'd be a different story, but nonetheless, let's not get into that. It's not something that is really functional, because as a garment, the materials used, polyester on the outside, actually did hold up. And that's one of the good things I'm actually going to bring up again later on as one of the pros, or the positive points of this top. It's a very durable and very workable, if that makes sense, top. It's a great thing to buy if you are in any kind of medium duty industry and you're looking for a garment that can withhold your quote unquote stress test, aka work. Now, when it comes to, the design in terms of just functionality, having something that you can't wear over a thermal top that's an insulating layer, I think is kind of dumb. And again, maybe it's just me because I didn't get the right size, but it fits very comfortably. If I have a nice fitted t-shirt and that on top, that it does lift, but that's just because it has no elasticity on the bottom. It stretches, but it doesn't actually have an elasticity in the sense to where it's going to kind of like hug the bottom of your stomach or hug towards where your waist is or whatever. So that being said, it's not something that is for everybody. Ironically, given that it has an original fit, you would think it is, but it's not. And again, maybe I'm just being really petty when I say this. I don't like that. I don't like that there's no elasticity on the bottom, that you can't really adjust it, because I'd rather you be able to adjust it. Now, granted, the reason they can't do this is because they have full-on polyester panels on the side for good breathability. Although it's made of fleece, which has to be the second part of the functionality point. Fleece is one of the crappiest, versatile-wise at least, insulating materials you can put on a quarter zip that is, work usable. Now, this is not really a bad point completely, because fleece does a great job of keeping you warm. The one drawback, if you guys have ever worn fleece, is once you sweat in it, you really can't get that sweat off easily. It's like, if you have to work with fleece that's sweated on, I know it sounds nasty, it's really uncomfortable. To say it lightly, to say the least, it's really uncomfortable for me because, well, imagine having a damp cloth on you all day or all night, especially when it gets cold. You don't really want that. Like, imagine your arms, like you're sweaty. That sweat doesn't really go anywhere because the fleece absorbs it like cotton, just doesn't ventilate though. So that has to be the only real 2 complaints or 3 complaints, whatever that I just brought up that I have with it. Now we're going to get into the the pros or the positives. So the number one thing that I love about the Studwall from Timberland Pro has to be its versatility, and in terms of functionality, its pockets. Now, it's very functional because of one major thing that I absolutely love. If there's any one thing about the Studwall that I can bring up, it has to be that it's water repellent And that is absolutely crucial because that's one of the key features of this garment that sets it apart from the next garment that you could have bought, but you didn't because you got this one. Now, granted, it may not be that, but in my opinion, the water repellent, the water resistant upper has a very key point in this game. Now, if you guys are in the market, which typically that's why you're looking at this video, you're probably thinking of whether or not to buy it. It is something that's going to be useful. If, let's say, it rains a little bit, if you guys are working out in fairly rainy conditions and you don't really want to have to go and put on a whole jacket, maybe you have something around your neck to protect your neck so you don't get sick. Although the collar is fairly good. The collar definitely does protect your neck from the wind. If you have a hat, I think you're pretty much good to go if you throw it over a t-shirt. Now, granted, how it's going to wear and being used in the winter, not very much, which is unfortunately why I didn't get a lot of chances to wear it and why this video took so long to get out to you guys. Now, it does have one other thing that I think is great and the second most impressive thing about this garment, a chest pocket. Now, I'm the kind of person that now that I have something like that, I can't go without it. It's really difficult for me to have something that just... It's kind of like having a coat that just doesn't have any interior pockets. I have one like that, and it just drives me nuts. It's got ample pockets on the side, on the chest. It's just I want something on the inside to protect if, let's say, there's a lot of rain. The outside gets wet, but not the inside, which is, it's ideal. Now, being that, it's not intended to be worn as an outer layer, really. You kind of get away with it a little bit when it's light rain, but any more than a bit of a drizzle, you got to kind of put a jacket on. You definitely want something that's going to protect your whatever, your keys, your cards, your wallet. Now, somebody like me, this is the wallet that I bring with me to work. And I'm bringing this up because it's got a chest pocket that I can slip my wallet with my bank card, my health card, and some cash, some receipts, whatever. The few things this is my work-only wallet, which is why it's so worn down. And it fits perfectly in the chest pocket. And I know that it's protected from water, which is the reason why I brought up the water resistance first. Now, it's also got a zip-up kind of deal. So, it's not only going to be protected from rain, but you're going to be protected from losing your stuff, almost inevitably because of the fact that it's got a zipper. Now, if that zipper fails, that's a different story, but I don't see that happening within any time short of like 4 or 5 years. Like, you have to unzip that quite a few times for it to really wear down because it's a high-quality zipper. I don't know if it's on the same level as YKK or if it's higher or lower quality, but from what I can see and, me using that pocket, it definitely holds up. Now, it's something that, if, for instance, you want to put your keys and some change, or, for instance, I like going to grab a coffee at McDonald's in the morning sometimes, or Timmy's, and I have like 7 of them, those coffee cards with the stickers. I drink a lot of coffee, if you guys didn't know. I put one of those in my pocket, some change if I want to grab like a sandwich for breakfast or whatever. And I'm good to go. I don't got to bring my whole wallet with me because I don't like using the pockets of my pants. A lot of times, because the pants that I wear to work have fairly shallow pockets, and they're not very deep, obviously, shallow. So you really can't fit, much in there without risking it falling out, and it's happened where my wallet's fallen into snow or a puddle. Not happy. Now, the next thing to talk about has to be the versatility in terms of its durable. Now, it is very durable, which means you can use it across different job sites. So if, let's say, you're the kind of person you're a handyman around the house. You want something that's going to hold up. Maybe you're a plumber, or you are doing carpentry, or doing any kind of woodwork, or flooring, or you're a tile setter, you're doing renovations, demolition. This, I feel, would be ideal. That's it's not on the extreme side of heavy duty, but it's not a light duty job. I would say it's on the hard duty or heavy duty end of mid duty, if that makes sense. So you're right on the brink of heavy duty work, and sometimes you even get into that level of heavy duty. Now, that being said, the Studwall is really ideal for that because it's something, the term stud wall is essentially the first thing that comes to my mind has to be somebody that does framing, somebody that puts up walls, somebody that's in renovation or construction. Now, this is ideal for that because, well, why wouldn't it be? It's a Studwall. It's designed with a durable outside, something to keep you warm. And if you're moving a lot on the job site, this is really ideal because it's got a stretchable fabric, it's polyester, so it does actually wick away some moisture. Not the absolute best, and that unfortunately is due to the fleece. But again, it's not bad at it. It's just something that if you've used fleece, you know exactly what to expect. Not the best. Now, getting into my ratings. Out of 10, we're gonna say overall functionality, day-to-day wear, I'd give this about a 6 out of 10 because once you start sweating a lot in it, that fleece really just doesn't hold up. And unfortunately, that's why I gotta give it a 6 out of 10. Overall durability, I would give this an 8 out of 10. And again, I do kind of feel like it could be a little bit more well-designed. I would have liked to see a little bit more of a rugged, maybe even an adjustable cuff. Just even a zippable sleeve cuff kind of thing in case you wanted to loosen that up a little bit. Other than that, I have no complaints with the durability or the design on that end. In terms of fit, I would give this a 6 out of 10 simply because, like I mentioned, I prefer something that's got a little bit more of a well-fitting design to it. And having something with a, quote, original fit, aka the boxy kind of fit, really, it just doesn't cut it for me. I know, you could use it as a layer, but being as how you'd have to go up a full size a lot of the times, for me, that's too big. I tried the double X and it was too big. I'm not always going to want to wear this with a thermal top. So if I wanted to wear this on top of a t-shirt with a double X, it would have been too big for you, which is why I'm bringing this up. And for that, again, 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, if Timberland Pro had maybe given you a bit of leeway, because I've got a quarter zip from Nike with their Sphere Dry. It's the Nike hockey kind of deal, and it is perfect for the winter. It's something I could wear on top of my thermal top, as well as the jacket on top. If let's say I don't want to wear the jacket, I'm not just like wearing just a thermal top with a t-shirt on top. I got another layer. Now, to wrap this up, the temperatures of which I'm comfortable wearing this in Celsius, are going to be anywhere from around 10 degrees Celsius to about -5 with very still winds, because it's not really wind resistant, which really sucks because that would have been great. I'm not using that against this though, because this is not something advertised within the garment. So, it's ideal for, everyday work. As long as you're not really working extremely difficult jobs or extremely rough jobs, I would say this would get the job done. Anyways, guys, if there's anything you guys would like to know in terms of the Studwall or anything mentioned in this video, let me know down below in the comments. And, I'm always answering you guys' questions. Go ahead and add me on Instagram. All links and stuff like that will be down below in the description, as well as the link to buy this garment if it's still available at the time of uploading this. Until next time, I'll have a 6. I'm out.